Welcome to the April 2006 City Focus. On this edition, IKEA breaks ground. Honoring our public safety dispatchers. Joe Vining retires. And it's spring cleanup time. These stories and more on City Focus.
IKEA has broken ground and construction is underway. Not only will IKEA draw in sales tax dollars from the surrounding region, it will plant 600 new trees at Old Settlers Park for the whole community to enjoy.
The world's leading home furnishings retailer celebrated a groundbreaking of its 252,000 square foot store here at the intersection of University Boulevard and I-35 on March 22nd. When it opens, IKEA Round Rock will mark a significant achievement for the city's efforts to diversify our local economy. 2.5 years ago, the City Council set a goal to recruit destination retailers to Round Rock. These businesses draw shoppers from well beyond the city's borders, bringing in sales tax dollars from outside the region and sometimes even outside the state. IKEA fills the bill perfectly and will provide 300 jobs when it opens in spring 2007.
IKEA Round Rock will offer everything that typical IKEA stores offer: a showroom with 50 room settings and inspirational home furnishings, a marketplace with accessories, a restaurant serving Swedish meatballs, salmon plates, American cuisine, and even the supervised children's play areas where customers can check in their children and then continue on shopping.
IKEA and its neighbor, Round Rock Premium Outlets, will provide hundreds of jobs and millions in sales tax and property tax dollars. This money is funneled back into our local economy and helps pay for city services.
We'll be importing capital or importing customers from all over the Central Texas region and beyond, 50, 100, 150 miles away, and even internationally. We'll have folks coming into Round Rock to shop at these two projects.
Not only will IKEA generate economic benefits for our city, but the company's undertaking a large-scale tree planting here at Old Settlers Park. We'll tell you more about that project in coming weeks as the planning continues.
Rivers and lakes are our sources of drinking water. When you change your motor oil and leave it on the ground, it washes into storm drains and into our rivers and lakes. When you over-fertilize your lawn or don't properly dispose of household chemicals, they wash into storm drains too. And when you don't pick up after your pet, well, you get the picture.
Brought to you by the City of Round Rock Utilities.
If you're doing spring cleaning this month, the city can help you out. Get rid of your old, bulky junk during our annual Spring Cleanup Week.
The City of Round Rock will hold its Spring Cleanup Week from April 24th through 28th. Larger than usual items will be picked up at regular trash collection times. Appliances will be picked up as long as they do not contain Freon, such as air conditioners and refrigerators.
Spring cleanup is something the City of Round Rock does yearly to help residents get rid of large, bulky items. Items we won't accept will be household hazardous waste and computers because they are too dangerous to handle curbside. Other items we won't accept are tree limbs and brush piles because the city handles them regularly at our recycling center.
Place your bulky items in a neat pile next to your usual trash between April 25th and 29th, and qualifying items will be removed at no fee. Remember, brush and hazardous waste will not be picked up. Hazardous waste, such as paint, pesticides, fertilizers, pool and household chemicals, will be accepted at the April 22nd Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day from 9 to noon and the first Wednesday of every month from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Recycling Center. We all dread spring cleaning, but the 2006 Spring Cleanup makes this chore easier for all of us.
If you think your car exhaust isn't hurting the environment, think again. But there are things you can do to help keep the air clean. Drive the speed limit. Carpool. And keep your car maintained. Drive clean across Texas, and our state will be a healthier, happier place.
Joe Vining has planned and managed the growth of Round Rock for the past 25 years. Having served as planning director and most recently as executive director of community development, Joe is retiring from the city, but he's not going far. Joe joined the planning staff in Round Rock in 1980 as the principal planner and became the director of planning and community development in 1982. He served in that position until 2004 when he became the executive director of community development.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to be part of a team that's really been responsible for the growth of Round Rock over this last 25 years. It's been a lot of fun and very rewarding because we have been able to see a tremendous amount of growth and some very good quality growth over this period of time.
Joe is involved in growing Round Rock from a bedroom community of 13,000 to a major employment center with a population of over 85,000 today.
Well, my new title will be Vice President of Economic Development for the Round Rock Economic Development Partnership. That's somewhat of a long-winded title, but as you've covered in some of your other stories, the city and the Chamber of Commerce have entered into a partnership to go about our economic development business, and so I'll get to lead that effort. I won't be going very far, essentially going across the street from the city over to the Chamber, and it really gives me an opportunity to be the point person for the community as a whole in our economic development effort.
We all wish Joe the best of luck in his new position as Vice President of Economic Development. Dedicated, talented people who are almost never seen perform one of the most important jobs in the nation. Their voices are absolutely vital and may mean the difference between life and death.
In 1991, Congress passed a resolution to recognize these people during the second week of April of each year. Known as the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, the time is meant to recognize these people that perform an often overlooked but absolutely vital task.
Thousands of times a day, people call us needing for help, whether from the police, fire department, or EMS, for every reason imaginable and for every reason beyond imagination. Telecommunications operators gather as much information as possible from the caller and then coordinate every aspect of the response.
Round Rock's dispatchers coordinate all communications between the public, the officers, firefighters, and EMS. This communication ranges from answering phones, radio communications with emergency teams, to entering data into the computer-assisted dispatching system. They are unparalleled experts at multitasking and spend much of their time trying to control chaos.
We depend on our dispatchers for everything. We couldn't do our jobs without them. Most things begin and end with dispatch.
It's hard to imagine that every problem, emergency, or concern, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has probably been heard in the communications center. You can thank your communications team for making sure that when you need help, help is on the way.
Growing cities mean growing transportation needs. Shannon McIntyre reports on how Round Rock is expanding its public transportation services to keep us moving around town.
The City of Round Rock has expanded its contract with the Capital Area Rural Transportation System, or CARTS, to provide vans and special lift-equipped vehicles for public transportation. CARTS helps citizens in rural locations, especially the elderly and disabled, get where they need to go. In the past, a citizen had to call CARTS at least 24 hours in advance to arrange a ride anywhere in the city. Under the new contract, CARTS needs only 4 hours' notice.
This is really just the first part of a three-part master plan for the city's transit system. The next part will be a fixed route system that will serve most of the city. And ultimately, we're trying to establish a express route that will connect with Cap Metro routes in Austin.
To address public transportation needs, the city is doubling the number of CARTS buses and expanding the hours of service from 8 to 5 to 7 to 6. Rides within the city are still $2.50 per stop, or $1 for senior citizens, children, and the disabled. To arrange a ride with CARTS, call 478-RIDE.